team that's apparently potentially looking for another quarterback are the Colts, who Chris Ballard, GM, said that they will have an open competition between Anthony Richardson and a quarterback the team brings in this offseason, and we heard from Ballard on that competition.
It's got to be the right guy to create real competition, but we want to create real competition. I think it's good for the team. I think it's good for Anthony. I think as he continues to progress in his young career, us adding competition, I think will help up everybody's game. It'll be open. That's correct. And of course, it's got to be somebody that can really challenge from a production standpoint too.
Okay, Lawrence Jackson, you're the
You hear
preeminent.
that? That's Joe Flacco music. That's
Don't.
comeback player of the
We
year,
need-
Joe Flacco music,
Flacco needs
Lawrence.
to retire.
I think we seen enough of Joe Flacco. This is
Amen.
all funny to me, right? You draft a guy 20 years old, plays 13 college games. What you think's happening? He started 15 games in the league, and now he's got an open competition. Now, if you bring in a quarterback, it's either a guy who's gonna start over him or a guy who has no shot. Justin Fields, if he's on the Colts, who's starting? Justin Fields probably. Like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's going to start for the Colts. But what other veteran will it be like an actual competition?
Jameis? That's the one that comes to mind for me.
What's the
Right,
point?
I don't know.
But that's the bigger thing. You're right. Like they bring in Aaron Rodgers. Aaron's starting. Like whatever.
Aaron's
like,
not going nowhere to be a
Yeah.
and then so you got that, right?
Right.
Let's say Anthony Richardson wins the starting position, right? But he's looking over his shoulder because it was a competition. So you never really kind of say like, hey, you're the guy. Mid-season last year, there were mock drafts having the Panthers taking a quarterback. We know that's not happening now because Bryce Young got his shot to play. So it's just a real, funny situation that I don't think it works to the benefit of Anthony Richardson, but he has to get better. He could have played and not had the situation like this. So now we're at this point where that's what it is.
Connor, how do you evaluate him as a prospect to, based on what you've seen so far through the 15 games? Like, are you like coming into the league? It felt like everyone had the same take. He's raw, but his physical skills pop off the screen. You're just like, if this guy can put it together, he's a video game. Like
Right.
he's
Which
just
requires
that
patience.
It requires patience, and so now that is that still the same assessment from? Do you think in your eyes, like there's still a there? He just needs seasoning, or is it like I don't know yet?
I thought when he came back from the benching, there were notable jumps in his game. I thought there were
agree.
some dropped throws that you would roll on a highlight and be like, wow, this is progress. This is a touch throw. This is a deep throw. And developing a offense that uses his run game as a threat to open up things in the pass game. I think for this offense right now, they need a threat at tight end in the middle of the field because that's going to be a comfort blanket for him. I don't think the days have passed us by that Tyler Warren's going to necessarily be there at 14. Maybe it's Colston Loveland. Maybe they are there. Who knows? But they need a tight end that's a real threat for this offense. I would go further in on building it around him rather than doing – because, Lawrence, like this is the key point. What Fields makes sense, but what other quarterbacks are you going to sign that you're going to run the same exact offense that you do with Anthony Richardson? You're not doing that with the Jameis. You're not doing that, obviously, with Flacco of the past. I would want to build this thing a certain way that plays to his strengths as full as possible.
And we've seen it with guys like Jalen Hurts, who he had some struggles, but we knew he was young. He hadn't had a lot of reps. His first year fully starting, they go to the playoffs. I think the play.
Go watch film from Lamar Jackson's rookie year.
All of
They
them
wouldn't
got
let him
Lamar.
throw. They wouldn't let him
Yeah.
throw his
And-
rookie year.
And that wasn't even his offense. You look at guys like Lamar, Josh Allen, the last two MVPs, like they needed to just play. That's what their organizations let them do. That's what the Panthers let their guy do, and now they got him.
Here's the weird thing. If I had to place money on this, Jay, the starting quarterback on opening day for the Colts is Anthony Richardson.
Right.
Yep.
But all that this has done is now we're talking about it. Now everyone's going to be talking about it.
Right.
Now it's a story.
Yep.
Now
but
it's a story.
I
I
think
guess
they
the
might
only,
want that, though.
No, I know. I think they do want that. I think they're like, we're going to motivate him. We're going to light a fire on him. And I'm just like you already benched him mid-season. He's already been struggling. Like how much, like he's a pro quarterback. If he, like, he's either got the fire inside him to be like, I know I'm not good enough yet and I need to do it, or he's not. some BS about like, oh, we're going to bring in somebody, you might be losing your job again. Like, what do you?
Right.
And
let them play this year and then make a move.
One thing, too, that gets lost all the time, and it blows my mind, he had shoulder surgery during his rookie year.
Yep.
He didn't have an offseason to get better.
Yep.
As a young quarterback, you need the offseason to improve on things, not rehab. His offseason was rehabbing. There wasn't any time to get better. Now he has an offseason where he could actually improve and get better. Let's see what he looks like when he gets into training camp. So I kind of agree. I don't want to call it unnecessary, but it is. I'm curious now.
You got to give him a year.
It created a story out of nothing and didn't need to. Fantasy-wise, though, like he's going to be a high upside QB2.
Yep.
Like he's not somebody you're going to want to come into your league with as your only starting quarterback. But if you draft him outside, as your QB2, he's got the same massive potential we've seen.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.